A chance encounter with a handsome doctor causes Eleanor's life to take an unexpected turn. If this love story touches your heart, please help us reach 1,000 subscriptions. Before we begin, let us know in the comments where you're watching us from, and please like this video to support the channel. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the story. Eleanor Gonzalez sighed, glancing at the clock for the 10th time in the past 5 minutes. The waiting room at Liberty Memorial Maternity Hospital was always busy, but today, she felt like she was the only one sitting on the pale blue sofa. Eleanor Gonzalez? Eleanor stumbled to her feet, trying to calm her pounding heart. Room 5, please. The doctor will see you in just a few minutes. Eleanor nodded, her mouth dry. She had never had a gynecological exam before, but the persistent lower abdominal pain over the past few months had forced her to come in. She took off her coat, placed her purse down, and sat on the exam table. The door opened after a soft knock. Hello, I'm Jasper Prescott. Standing in front of her was the youngest, most handsome man she had ever seen in any medical office. Black hair, deep blue eyes, and a smile so bright that Eleanor wondered if the hospital had made a mistake and sent in an actor instead of a real doctor. Hello? Eleanor stammered. I'm Eleanor. I have an appointment today. He gave her a warm smile. Nice to meet you, Eleanor. I understand this is your first exam, is that right? Yes, and honestly, I'm a bit, nervous. But first, can you tell me what the problem is? Eleanor described her symptoms: irregular cycles, lower abdominal pain, mood swings, while Dr. Prescott listened attentively, taking notes and nodding along. After the examination, he sat down in a chair, his expression serious but still kind. Eleanor, based on your symptoms and the ultrasound results, I suspect you might have polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS. What is PCOS? Eleanor felt her heart race. It's a hormonal disorder that's fairly common in women of reproductive age. This causes a hormonal imbalance, which can affect your menstrual cycle, ovulation, and can sometimes lead to the formation of small cysts on your ovaries. This leads to symptoms like irregular periods, acne, excessive hair growth, or difficulty getting pregnant. He drew a simple diagram to explain and continued discussing the possible treatment options. Throughout the conversation, Eleanor felt reassured by his thoroughness and the sincerity with which he explained everything. We'll need to do some blood tests. Then I'd like to see you in 2 weeks to discuss a treatment plan. Do you have any questions? Eleanor had a million questions, and he answered them all without showing any signs of hurry or impatience. 2 weeks later, Eleanor was running like mad through the hospital parking lot. She was 45 minutes late for her appointment. She dashed up to the reception desk, panting. I'm sorry, I have an appointment with Dr. Prescott. Eleanor Gonzalez, I know I'm late, but... Oh, Ms. Gonzalez, the nurse smiled. Dr. Prescott is still waiting for you, room 5. Eleanor glanced at her watch, confused. It was 6:15 p.m., later than usual office hours. When she knocked and entered the room, he was sitting on the chair reviewing some charts. He looked up and smiled. Eleanor, I was starting to get worried. I'm so sorry, she said, still catching her breath. The client kept changing their mind about the design, and I couldn't leave until everything was sorted. You do interior design? He asked, his face lighting up with genuine interest. Yes, I work for Bright Space Design. I completely understand, he chuckled. Let's talk about your test results now. But it's after hours. Why are you still here? I know you're anxious about the results, and I also wanted to make sure we had enough time to discuss the treatment plan. So, here are the results. The appointment went smoothly, and by the end, Eleanor felt much clearer about her condition and more confident in managing it. The next month, when Eleanor arrived for her follow-up appointment, she came earlier than expected. She decided to wait in the lobby. While sitting there, she noticed a young woman walking in, wearing tattered clothes and looking exhausted. The woman hesitantly approached the registration desk. I don't have insurance, Eleanor heard her say in a trembling voice. But I think I'm pregnant and The nurse at the desk seemed flustered and began to explain the hospital's procedures when a familiar voice cut through the conversation. I'll take care of this, Marlene. Jasper appeared beside the woman. He smiled warmly at her. I'm Jasper. You're in the right place. Come with me, and we'll check on you right now. But I don't have any money, the woman whispered. Don't worry about that. Our hospital has a fund for cases like this. The most important thing is taking care of your health and your baby. Eleanor watched as he led the woman away, speaking gently to put her at ease. The sight stirred something in her heart. After her appointment, as Eleanor was about to leave, Jasper called her back. Eleanor, you mentioned you work for Brightspace Design, right? Yes, that's right. His eyes lit up. I'm really impressed with the design of their waiting room. He pulled out his phone, opened a photo, and handed it to her. This is the waiting room I'm talking about. Eleanor looked at the photo and froze. She recognized it as her own design. The surprise hit her, and her cheeks flushed. This is my design, she said softly, unable to hide her astonishment. Jasper smiled, his eyes sparkling with delight. That's amazing. You're truly talented. Actually, the hospital is planning to renovate the staff break room. I was wondering if you'd like to offer a few suggestions? I'd be happy to help, Eleanor replied, trying to keep her smile from being too wide. Great. Maybe we can discuss it next week? Perhaps over lunch, if you have time? Since then, Eleanor and Jasper began meeting more often to discuss the design project. Sometimes at the hospital, sometimes at her office, and increasingly at the small cafes between the two places. Each time they met, Eleanor found herself drawn to his intellect, sensitivity, and sense of humor. Jasper, in turn, found himself more and more attracted to her passion, creativity, and her relentless spirit. Alongside their design meetings, Eleanor continued her follow-up appointments for PCOS treatment. Under Jasper's careful guidance, she adhered strictly to the treatment plan and lifestyle changes. After some time, her symptoms had noticeably decreased, and now she was fully able to manage her condition. During one of their meetings to review materials, Jasper accidentally brushed his hand against Eleanor's as they both reached for a fabric sample. She felt a spark run through her arm, and when she looked up, she saw his eyes were fixed on her. I'm sorry, Jasper whispered, quickly pulling his hand back. It's okay, Eleanor replied, feeling her cheeks warm. She quickly grabbed another fabric sample. I think this color would suit the space better. What do you think? Yeah, very fitting, Jasper nodded. He looked down at the fabric samples, trying to regain the professional demeanor he usually had. Eleanor bent over the documents, trying to hide the small smile on her lips. Jasper flipped through the catalog, trying not to let his eyes wander toward her too often. One afternoon, Eleanor happened to overhear a conversation between two nurses in the break room she was measuring. She was only chosen because she's beautiful, a bitter voice echoed. Jasper could have picked any design company, but he chose Gonzalez just because he wants to flirt with her. Do you think she ever wonders why a famous gynecologist would wait for her when she shows up late for her appointments? Or why he's pushing this renovation project that no one really cares about? I've worked here for 5 years, and he doesn't even know my name. The words struck Eleanor sharply, leaving her feeling confused and hurt. She quickly walked out of the room, trying to hold back the emotions welling up inside her. As she stepped into the hallway, she unexpectedly bumped into Jasper, who was walking toward her with his usual bright smile. Eleanor, I just got the new chair sample. He stopped when he saw her expression. What's wrong? I just overheard a conversation where they said you chose me for reasons that aren't exactly professional. I can guess who said that, he said, his voice tight. And I'm sorry you had to hear it. Before she could respond, a nurse walked in, the one who had been talking about Eleanor just moments before. Jasper took the initiative and spoke to her. I want to clarify a few things. I know you've said some things about Eleanor and our professional relationship that are completely false. This is unacceptable. Lisa paled. I don't know what you're talking about. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about, Jasper interrupted. Eleanor was chosen because of her professional talent. She's doing an excellent job improving the workspace for all of us. These rumors and nasty comments only reflect poorly on the person spreading them. He stared directly at Lisa. If I hear any more gossip about Eleanor or anyone else in this hospital, I'll report it straight to management. Understood? Lisa nodded stiffly and left. When the door closed, Eleanor looked at Jasper with a grateful expression. "Thank you," she said softly. "I hate gossip," he sighed, "especially gossip that can hurt others." A week later, Eleanor called Jasper to let him know she wouldn't be able to make their next meeting to discuss materials. She had come down with the flu and couldn't get out of bed. "Have you seen a doctor?" Jasper asked, his voice filled with concern. "Not yet. I just need to rest." "Do you have someone to take care of you?" "I'm fine," she assured him. "It's just the flu." Jasper didn't seem convinced, but didn't press the issue further. A few hours later, the doorbell at Eleanor's house rang. She dragged her heavy body to the door and was surprised to find Jasper standing there holding a bag of food. "What are you doing here?" she asked, self-conscious of her messy hair and worn-out pajamas. "I brought some ingredients to make soup," he said simply. "And a few medications. I'm a doctor, remember?" "But you're a gynecologist." "I still graduated from medical school," he smiled. "And I make a mean chicken soup." Eleanor let him in. Within an hour, her apartment was filled with the comforting smell of hot chicken soup, and she got to enjoy the best bowl of soup she had ever had. "You didn't have to do this," she said, feeling touched and embarrassed. "I know, but I wanted to." As Eleanor watched him, standing in her small kitchen, an apron tied around his waist, washing the soup pot, she knew she had fallen for him because of his rare kindness and sincerity. 2 months later, the renovation of the medical staff lounge was complete. The new room was filled with natural light, with comfortable furniture, and a cozy little relaxation corner. Eleanor felt proud and satisfied as she saw the medical staff expressing their appreciation for the new space. After the ribbon-cutting ceremony, Jasper turned to her, his gaze warm but serious. "I want to show you something." He led her to the main waiting room. There was a new notice board with a finely engraved symbol. Eleanor Fund, supporting struggling mothers. "What is this?" Eleanor asked, surprised. "I realized the hospital needed an official program to support women without insurance or assistance," he explained. "So, I started a fund, and I named it after the woman who inspired me." Eleanor stood there, speechless. "Eleanor, these past months have been the best time of my life. Not just because we've created a wonderful space, but because I've gotten to know you, a smart, creative, and kind woman." He took a deep breath, his eyes never leaving hers. "Eleanor, I love you. And I wonder, would you want to create many more wonderful things with me?" Eleanor felt her heart pounding. "A gynecologist and an interior designer," she laughed through her happy tears. "We seem like an odd pair." "But a very great one," he whispered. She smiled, pulling him closer and whispering, "I love you too, and I think we'll create wonderful things together." They held each other in the waiting room, oblivious to the curious glances and whispers around them. In that moment, it felt as if only the two of them existed. 1 year later, Eleanor and Jasper held their wedding in the hospital's garden. They stood together, exchanging vows. "I promise to always be by your side, not just as a husband, but also as a companion, a friend, and a partner in every life project we build together." Eleanor wiped away happy tears and began her vow. "Jasper, I came to you when I was feeling anxious. You didn't just heal me, you also showed me the meaning of patience, kindness, and true love. I promise to always create a beautiful space for us." When the priest declared them husband and wife and Jasper kissed Eleanor, applause filled the air. Later that evening at the reception, Eleanor pulled Jasper aside and whispered a little secret into his ear, a secret that made him so happy he almost cried. "You're going to be an amazing father," she smiled, "and we'll design the most beautiful room for our baby." Jasper held his wife tightly, realizing that sometimes the best relationships begin in the most unexpected situations, from a stressful gynecological appointment to a life filled with love. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring tales of love, resilience, and second chances. See you in the next story.